child poverty spiked by 41%. I think it went from a rate of, off the top of my head, 12% to 17%. Don't quote me exactly on that, but it amounted to a 41% increase in child poverty over the course of a month, essentially from December to January. It also just gives you a sense of like just how precarious things are in this country for people. And it was a function of the child tax credit that ran out. $250 a month for children 6 to 17, $300 per month for those under 6, and almost all the families in the United States. And it ended, and it goes from, the child poverty rate rose from 12% in December 2021 to 17% in January. And, even Nancy Pelosi is always saying it's about the children. But how is this not, in what kind of society do we live that this is not like, even close to the outrage that is associated with, the latest Durham filing or, I don't know, the Canadian truckers, or
Whoopi Goldberg,
or Whoopi Goldberg, or
I mean, I'd really like a side-by-side comparison of the number of minutes of news coverage that were devoted to the child poverty spike and Whoopi Goldberg. I think that we're really trained in the kind of media environment we have now to just focus like 24/7 on like culture war and any kind of story that can be about like the morality of an individual person, right? Like is this is this person who's in like the media like a good guy who we should all applaud, or like a bad person who whatever shouldn't be on The View, I guess, in that example that they have. I do just want to say two things about this, which are, one, I think that, like we talked about the main show, during the opening months of the Biden administration, the media was just constantly giving him these tongue baths about how he was the second coming of FDR, and he was like, going to do a new deal and all, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the fact that that hasn't happened, I look, I certainly don't want to excuse, Joe Biden, who, as discussed in the main show, went from being the senator for the credit card companies and, voting for the war in Iraq to, having a thoroughly lackluster first year of his presidency. But I also think there is a bigger structural thing here, which is that, like, the reason the New Deal happened and the reason nothing like that is happening right now is not just like FDR was a better human being than Joe Biden, right? It's that, in the 1930s, there was a really restless, uptick in, working class organization. There was this massive wave of, sit down strikes that, created these giant industrial unions. And that's the context in which something like the New Deal could happen. And there's nothing like that now to create that, like to shift the political gravity in the same way. And I think a lot of times that gets lost in, when people talk about this stuff. Second point, though, all right, I do want people to talk less about Whoopi Goldberg and whether Jews are part of the white race or not. I'm actually still unclear about whether the right answer is supposed to be yes or no on that one.
Yeah.
I think every time you can get people to stop thinking about Whoopi and Rogan and whatever, like other
Kanye.
Kanye, the green M&M, like whatever, like
Jamie's being a real Debbie Downer right now.
Always thinking about that green M&M.
yeah, like anything that we could do to get people to focus less on the green M&M and more.
Hey, after a long day of work at the factory, I needed the green M&M to fantasize about the sexy M&M. So I think it's pretty anti-worker to, don't we get our entertainments? Anyway.
That's an assault on people of my sexual identity.
You have been watching free public content from Give Them an Argument. To access every single episode of the show, the main show on Monday nights, all of the streams, all of the debate breakdowns, all of the patron-exclusive post-games on Monday nights, all of the patron-exclusive bonus episodes every week, and much, much more, go to patreon.com/Ben Burgis. I cannot resist ending this with, don't be foolish.